When you put girl power and courage together, nothing can be stopped. So tonight we recognize panel representatives: Joyce Blackman, Happy Jones, Modine Thompson, Jean Varnell, and Jossie Wurzburg. If there are other members of the panel here this evening, will you please stand? We can't see you now that everybody's standing, but please stand. Please join me in honoring these women with the Judy Scharff Lifetime Achievement Award for their tireless work toward a more understanding, just, and equitable Memphis.
And Donna Sue's out there. Come on up, Donna Sue. Donna Sue. Come on, too. Yeah, come on, Donna Sue. She was with us, too. Donna Sue Shannon. Okay. Y'all sit down. Thank you, thank you. I am so blessed, and my best blessing, of course, is that I have 3 wonderful children, 2 of whom are here tonight. And the blessed part is that all 3 of my children were wanted and they were planned for. Well, it took me a year longer to get Mindy, but we got you here, darling. We finally got you. And their father and I could afford them, and we could educate them. And that should be a blessing for every mother. And another blessing for me was getting together with these outstanding women when we formed the Panel of American Women. We were timely, and I think even in the simplicity of the project that we performed, it made a difference. It was a service that we performed here for Memphis. You wouldn't think that just speaking out about prejudice would require an act of courage, but there were some times that it really did. And this award is appreciated because I contend that if you live long enough, I think I said it in the film, things people didn't like you for 50 years ago become okay in the 21st century. Serving on the panel didn't meet with everybody's approval, and it's an affirmation, this award, of what the women did a half a century ago, girls. That's a long time ago. And serving on the panel didn't meet with everyone's approval, you can believe that. But the best part of the blessing of that was the friendships that we made. The friendships have lasted for a long time. But the lesson that I think the panel really taught folks was that diversity, it's fun. It was fun. It was fun. Now, Bobby, my honey, for the last 35 years, and by honey, I mean that we will have our 35th anniversary this December of going together. He doesn't want me to say dating. He says going together. Bobby says that all this news that I've been watching every day is not helping me. He says, it's not helping me heal from the wound that was inflicted on me with the last election. And I don't know what he means. When I wake up in the morning, I turn on NPR in the bathroom, and then when I go into the kitchen, I turn on MSNBC. And when I get home at night, I turn on Rachel because she's so smart and she does her homework. And of course, Chris is brilliant and Lawrence is so clever. And he says, Joselinda, that's what he calls me, you're overdoing this news. And I read for pleasure every night between midnight and 2 a.m., but most of it's political, and I want to highly recommend to you Fever Swamp by, of all things, a novelist, Richard North Patterson. And David Remick has a really good article on Hillary in last week's New Yorker. Bobby's right, I've become addicted, and I am a political junkie. And a little while back, I was able to stay home one day, and I was working on the computer. And about 4 o'clock, I was still in my house robe, and about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I decided I need to go take a bath, so I did. And 20 minutes later, I came out, and I went back in my office, and I turned on the TV again, and Trump had fired Comey, and it caused a constitutional crisis, and I said to myself, damn, I can't even leave the television set for 20 minutes. All hell broke loose. So I have to tell you, I'm not healing very well. Lordy, the panel of American women, we were in the tolerance business. And I haven't been very tolerant lately of conservatives. Someone tells me they're a Trumpy and my card is immediately full. My rabbi recently told me, Jocelyn, you have got to stay positive. Micah, I'm trying. But our Congress and our legislature are trying to eliminate Medicare. It's mean-spirited. They want to hurt poor people. They want to hurt women. Come tomorrow night and Saturday, Katie, there's no way I can atone well enough for all the evil thoughts I have in my mind about what I want to do for those bastards. Sorry, God. I know I'm being preachy to the choir, but in the current political climate, our Planned Parenthood is in jeopardy. Our sisters will suffer if we don't do something. We have got to pick up the slack. We're going to have to dig deeper into our pockets. We're going to have to make those phone calls. We're going to have to write those letters, not only to our friends like Steve, but to the unenlightened. And I know it sounds silly, but the Pauls, they keep track of the calls, they tell us. Y'all, we have got to do it. And the most important thing that we have got to do, the most important thing that we have got to do is we have got to vote. Vote, vote, vote. You young people, you have got to vote. Thank you very much for this honor. We really appreciate it.